Sister-in-law, why did you close the door? Because I want to give you a gift today. Really? What kind of gift will my favorite sister-in-law give me? I will give you something you can't even imagine. Is that so? It seems my sister-in-law loves me a lot. That's why you've been waiting for this day. Then give it to me quickly. I can't wait any longer. Oh, wait, what's the rush? But before that, promise me you won't tell anyone about what I'm going to give you. All right, fine, I said. Right then, my sister-in-law began to take off her clothes. Horrified, I immediately screamed, "Sister-in-law, what are you doing? I am giving you my biggest gift. Why won't you take it? But why are you undressing for that? Oh, come on. How can I give it to you without taking off my clothes? Don't you understand? Sister-in-law, tell me what you actually want. I want you to give me something today so that I can become a mother." No, sister-in-law. This can never happen, I cried out. I am not that kind of boy. You know that very well, and I never expected this from you. I love you a lot, but not like this. I love you as a sister. I don't want to hear your lectures, she snapped, her face turning cold. Are you going to fulfill my wish or not? No, sister-in-law, I can never do this. Even if I die, I won't. Do whatever you want. Niloy, you've forgotten that whatever I want, I get. And if I don't get it, I destroy everything. Sister-in-law, I am not afraid of anything. You know that well. I will never do such a thing, even if it costs my life. Yes, I admit I have done a few bad things in the past, but I am not capable of doing something this heinous. Silence. Enough, she screamed. I am asking you for the last time, agree to my proposal. Otherwise, misery awaits you. You know very well that just as good as I can be equally bad. Try to understand, this is good for both of us. My marriage will be saved, and you will get pleasure too. Whenever you want, you can come to me, I won't stop you. Shame on you, sister-in-law. Shame. I spat out. Aren't you ashamed to say these things? You are doing this to save your marriage. You should be deeply ashamed. Your husband loves you so much, and yet you, if anyone in the house finds out about this, how will we show our faces? Shame on you. Without saying another word, I opened the door crying and ran outside. I couldn't bear it anymore. My favorite sister-in-law could actually do this to me. I felt sick with shame. She wasn't my sibling's wife, but my cousin's wife. I don't have any biological brothers, so I always deeply respected my cousins and their wives, considering them my own family. But after what happened today, I couldn't trust my own reality. I also love a girl deeply, so I know how difficult it is to sustain love. That is why I always treat women with the utmost respect, a respect taught to me by the person I love. That person is none other than Raisa, my own cousin, who loves me immensely. I knew the reason behind my sister-in-law's desperate demand. She had been married for 4 years but hadn't been able to conceive. She had consulted many doctors, but nothing worked. The problem was apparently with my cousin. They used to have a beautiful relationship, but it was fracturing due to the absence of a child. She didn't want that fracture to grow, which is why she trapped me. But I never expected this from her. No one was home today. Everyone had gone to a wedding invitation. My sister-in-law had forbidden me from going, so I stayed back. Only now did I realize why she hadn't let me go. I couldn't take it anymore. The incident heavily traumatized me. I lay in bed, wondering why she did this. The beautiful bond we had was shattered forever. If the nightmare had ended there, my life might have remained intact. But I had no idea how terribly this situation would escalate. In the afternoon, my parents, uncle, aunt, and cousins returned from the wedding. It was very hot inside, so everyone sat outside in the yard, chatting. To lift my mood, I joined them. I was secretly planning to buy my sister-in-law a nice gift later and gently explain to her again that what she did was completely wrong, hoping we could slowly rebuild our family bond. But she didn't give me that chance. While I was lost in thought, she came out crying bitterly. In front of everyone, she produced some torn clothes and claimed that I had tried to force myself into an illicit relationship with her. She lied, saying I boasted that I could make her a mother, spinning a web of absolute falsehoods. To my horror, everyone believed her instantly. I repeatedly screamed, "This is a lie. All of it is a lie." But no one listened. How could they? There was a reason for their distrust. Once, under the bad influence of some friends, I had teased a girl. The girl had complained to my father, and since then, I was in his bad books. Moreover, everyone knew I shared a very close, affectionate bond with my sister-in-law. When such a favored person brings a tearful allegation, who wouldn't believe it? My parents took her words as absolute truth. I begged them, even confessing out of fear what she had actually demanded, but my words were treated as desperate lies. My cousin glared at me with fiery eyes, restraining himself from hitting me only because my father was standing there. Everyone looked at me with pure disgust. Finally, my father walked up and began to slap me ruthlessly, over and over. My head spun, and my mouth went numb. From today, you are no longer my son, my father roared. Get out of my house this very instant. Boys like you shouldn't just be kicked out. They should be handed over to the police before they ruin another girl's life. I couldn't believe my ears. Struggling to speak, I mumbled, "Father, I didn't do this." "Shut up. Don't you dare call me father again. I don't want to hear another word. Get out of my sight right now, or the consequences will be terrible." I turned to my mother, but she averted her eyes. My heart broke. "Mother, you couldn't believe me either." I went to my uncle, aunt, and cousins, but everyone turned their backs on me. Finally, I looked at my sister-in-law and said, "Sister-in-law, how could you do something so terribly wrong?" I was forced to take to the streets. Walking aimlessly, I realized she had kept her word. She had destroyed everything because she didn't get what she wanted. Suddenly, I saw Raisa standing by the roadside. I ran to her, grabbed her hands, and cried, "Raisa, please believe me. Explain to Father that I didn't do anything. Tell them you believe me. Trust." Raisa said coldly, pulling her hands away. "Trust vanished a long time ago when I kept seeing how close you were with her. And today, I saw the truth with my own eyes. Are you crazy? What are you saying? You know I'm not like this. I am ashamed to even look at a boy like you," she said, tears in her eyes. "I made a mistake by loving you. What did I lack that you had to do this? Shame on you. If you desired it so much, you could have told me. I would have given you everything before marriage. Get out of my sight." She walked away. My tears flowed uncontrollably. I had no choice but to leave the village. My maternal grandparents' house was an option, but I couldn't face them with this stain on my name. I wouldn't be able to answer their questions. I only had 50 taka in my pocket. I had my small mobile phone with me, but it had no SIM card. I only used it to listen to songs. I decided to head to the city. The struggle in the city. By the time I reached the city by bus, all my money was gone. I was starving, without a single penny left. Out of sheer desperation, I drank water from a nearby pond to fill my stomach. I didn't know what sin I was being punished for, but panic and despair consumed me. Exhausted and weak, I fell asleep on an open field. The next morning, driven by excruciating hunger, I searched for work and found a brick kiln. The manager initially refused to hire me, but after much begging, He agreed to pay me only if I worked well. The labor was brutal. By the time I molded just 50 bricks, I was completely spent. It was noon, and the other laborers sat down to eat their homemade food. I sat alone, wishing someone would ask me to share their meal. No one did. Too proud to beg, I drank the dirty water used for making bricks to suppress my hunger. By evening, I managed to make 150 bricks. The manager paid the others 300 taka each but gave me only 200 taka and told me not to return the next day. I went to a market and bought 50 taka worth of food. My hands were covered in painful blisters, making it hard to eat. I bought a SIM card for 100 taka and saved the remaining 50 taka for the future. I inserted the SIM and called my childhood best friend, a beer, whose number I had memorized. As soon as he answered and heard my voice, he broke down crying. "I know you could never do such a thing, Niloy. Where are you? How are you? I am alive, a beer. How is everyone at home? They are fine. They are living their lives. Do you have money? Are you eating properly? If you need money, tell me, I'll cash it to you right now." Hearing his unconditional trust, I wept openly and hung up the phone. I slept in an unfinished building that night, plagued by mosquitoes and heavy rain. The next year went by in a blur of extreme poverty. My health deteriorated, my skin darkened from labor, and due to bathing in dirty river water and wearing the same unwashed clothes, I developed painful skin sores. One afternoon, a beer called me with devastating news. "Niloy, Raisa is getting married today." My heart shattered. She was moving on with someone else. I begged a beer for my sister-in-law's phone number. I learned that she was still living with my cousin, and ironically, he had grown even closer to her after the incident, though they still had no child. I was down to my last 20 taka, starving and deeply sick after being unable to work for 3 days. I chose to spend the money on a mobile recharge instead of food. At 8 p.m., sitting alone in a dark field, I called my sister-in-law. "Hello, sister-in-law," I whispered. "Who is this? Have you forgotten me so soon? Niloy, where are you? I have caused you so much suffering. I was wrong. Please come back. I will confess my sins to everyone. Just come back. I can't bear the guilt anymore. It's too late, sister-in-law. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I don't think I will survive tonight. The pain is too much. Tell me where you are. I'll come get you right now. I am too far away. I am leaving for the unknown. Please forgive me. I still love you like a sister. I couldn't bring myself to hate you." Please fulfill my last wish. Tell my parents to forgive me. And in my study table drawer, there is a gift I bought for Raisa. If it's still there, please give it to her. Don't tell her it's MI from me. Keep the truth hidden, for the sake of your own marriage. Goodbye. The phone died as the battery drained out. I felt an overwhelming drowsiness take over. I closed my eyes, welcoming what I thought was my final sleep. The next morning, I woke up not in the afterlife, but on a hospital bed with an IV drip in my arm. A kind, wealthy older gentleman had found me semi-conscious in the field during his morning commute and rushed me to a premium hospital. He took care of all my medical bills and, seeing my state, brought me to his beautiful home after my discharge. His family, his wife and his young daughter, Pinky, treated me with immense love. Pinky called me brother, which deeply touched my wounded heart. However, haunted by the past, I feared this happiness would also be snatched away by some false accusation. I decided to leave before history could repeat itself. When I told the gentleman my story, weeping as I confessed the truth about my exile, he wept with me. "Who says you have no one?" he said, hugging me. "From today, we are your parents. This is your home." They enrolled me in a college and bought me a new phone. But the urge to know about my real family pulled at me. After 2 months, I took permission from my adoptive mother to visit my hometown under the guise of meeting an old friend, wrapping myself in a shawl to hide my face. At night, I went to the bridge where my old friend Circle used to hang out. After an hour of waiting, a figure approached. It was a bear. He recognized me instantly and embraced me, crying, "Where were you? Everyone said you died, but I didn't believe it. I came here every day waiting for you. How is my family?" A bear. "They are fine. But did you know Race's marriage broke off? On the wedding day, the groom ran away, so the wedding was called off. Before leaving the village, I couldn't resist sneaking a glance at my old home. In the dark, I accidentally pushed the door too hard, creating a loud noise. "Who's there?" a voice shouted. Terrified, I ran, but my cousins mistook me for a thief and chased me down. I tripped over a brick and fell. They beat me mercilessly in the dark until someone pulled off my shawl and turned a flashlight on my face. "Niloy," someone gasped. The entire household gathered. I was bleeding from my head, my eyes swollen, barely able to sit. My father walked out, his face stern. "Why have you come back?" he demanded. "I just wanted to see you all," I whispered. "I told you never to show your face here again." Get out by tomorrow morning, or I will leave this house forever. He barked, walking away. My mother sat beside me, weeping, while my brothers carried me inside a room. To my surprise, Raisa brought me a plate of rice and curry. She looked more beautiful than before, but she left without saying a word, still believing I was a monster. My sister-in-law was nowhere to be seen. She had gone to her father's house. At 4 a.m., unable to bear the hostile environment, I slipped out of the house and took a taxi back to the city, returning to my adoptive parents' house. Seeing my battered state, they called a doctor, who redressed my wounds. When I told them my family had beaten me, they comforted me with absolute love. However, the physical trauma triggered severe headaches. After I fainted again, the gentleman took me for a brain scan. The diagnosis was devastating. Due to severe prolonged mental stress, I had developed advanced brain cancer. The doctor gave me very little time to live. Lying on the hospital bed, I accepted my fate. My adoptive father brought me my phone so I could call Abir one last time. Abir, I am leaving this world. The doctors gave me 24 hours. Please, do one last thing for me. Beg my parents for their forgiveness on my behalf. I hung up, weeping. My adoptive family gathered around my bed, crying. I called them Mom and Dad for the last time before losing consciousness. 3 days later, I opened my eyes. To my shock, the intense pain in my head was gone. I was in a highly advanced hospital room. Abir was sitting next to me. How are you feeling, Niloy? I feel much better, but where am I? How am I alive? The door opened, and to my absolute disbelief, my sister-in-law walked in, tears streaming down her face. Niloy, my brother, please forgive me. It is all my fault you suffered so much, she sobbed. Abir explained everything. When I had called him to say goodbye, he had rushed to my adoptive father. Together, they realized my condition was critical and flew me to a specialized hospital in Singapore for an advanced life-saving surgery. Meanwhile, ridden with immense guilt after realizing I was on my deathbed because of her lies, my sister-in-law had confessed everything to my family. She admitted her malicious trap and the false accusations. The confession shattered my family. My father collapsed to the floor, weeping bitterly, crying out, Niloy, my son, where are you? I tortured you without understanding the truth. Forgive me. Raisa, upon hearing the truth, broke down in agonizing regret. She realized she should have trusted the boy who loved her. She screamed into the void, "I love you so much, Niloy. Please come back to me just once. I promise I will never doubt you again." My brother and sister-in-law had flown to Singapore while my mother and Raisa stayed back to look after my father, who had been hospitalized due to the shock. After my recovery, we all returned to Bangladesh. I visited my adoptive parents first, thanking them for giving me a second life, and took Pinky along with us to my village. When we reached my village home, my parents rushed out and held me tight, begging for my forgiveness. I asked my mother, "Where is Raisa?" "I don't know, son. She has been upset since morning and went out somewhere." I knew exactly where she was. Whenever she was upset, she would go to the riverbank. I walked down to the river with Pinky and saw her standing there, looking at the water. I walked up quietly from behind and wrapped my arms around her. She startled and tried to break free, but I held her firmly. "Tell me who I am first, then I'll let you go," I whispered. Recognizing my voice and my gentle touch, she froze. Tears welled up in her eyes. "You idiot! Let me go." "No, I won't. If I let you go, you'll complain to your uncle again and get me beaten up." "I won't let you go anywhere," Raisa sobbed, turning around and hugging me with all her strength. "I don't want to lose you again. Please don't ever leave me." I held her tight against my chest. And just like that, our incomplete love story found its perfect completion. Dear viewers, if you liked today's story, then definitely like the video and leave your valuable comment. And if you don't like the channel, then definitely subscribe to the channel and stay with us. We will see you tomorrow with new and interesting stories. Thank you.